Now, in example 1, we went through how to use the expansion method and the substitution method to solve identity questions like this. In example 2, we mentioned that the best method to do a question like this is to combine the two methods. Alright, to combine the expansion method and the substitution method. Alright, in example 3, this example, I'm going to just go through once more. Okay, so hopefully you'll be able to achieve this kind of standard when you're solving for questions like this. Okay, so let's take a look. This is the question itself, so let me copy it one more time. Alright, take a good look at the question, the left hand side, the right hand side. Now we're going to need you to pay attention to everything that's going on here. Okay, so this is what you should be doing, you should be able to do by now. Okay, if not, please take a look at example 2 one more time. Okay, so the first thing you do, alright, by looking at the right hand side, you realize that there's only one x to the power of 4. Okay, there's only one x to the power of 4 at the left hand side, and there's only one x to the power of 4, okay, at the right hand side as well. Okay, and that will be this x multiplied by ax, you get ax squared. Okay, and then multiply by x squared again, you get ax raised to the power of 4. So the first thing we do, we say, well, by comparing, of course comparing the coefficient of x power 4, okay, we realize that our a is equal to 2. Alright, that's it. Fast. The key is to be fast. Alright, the next thing we do, we study the right hand side and we realize that, hey, you know, if x is 4, okay, so you just substitute in x equals to 4. Alright, sub x equals to 4. The left hand side, this is what you get. Alright, 2 multiplied by 4 raised to the power of 4. Using a calculator, you get 512. Alright, minus away 13. Okay, multiply by 4 raised to the power of 3. Okay, 19 multiplied by 4 raised to the square, 5 multiplied by 4 plus 1, okay, is equal to the right hand side. Alright, as you can see here, when x is 4, this bracket becomes a 0. So 0 multiplied by anything will give you a 0, and therefore you get a c immediately. Okay, so using a calculator from here, you realize that your c will be equal to positive 5. Okay, one more down, one more to go. Okay, that will be our B. Now, in example 2, we said that, well, by the time when we are only left with one unknown, like in this case now, we're only left with the B as unknown. Okay, we can basically substitute in any value we want, right? Substitute in any x value that we want. And I did mention in example 2 that most of the time we will substitute in x equals to 0. Okay, why 0? Because when x is 0, this whole thing here becomes 0, and the left hand side becomes very easy to work out. Okay, likewise on the right hand side, when x is equal to 0, shouldn't be that difficult to work out as well. Except that in this case, when the x is equal to 0, you realize that the b disappears with it. Okay, since we are looking for the value of b, alright, we will want our b to be around. Okay, so making b disappears is not going to help us find b. Okay, so in this case, x equals 0 doesn't work. Okay, it's not going to work. So what we're going to do, we're going to substitute in x equals 1. In fact, any other values that you like. But of course, we will substitute in an x value that is easy. Okay, in this case, x equals to 1. So when x is equal to 1, you realize that the left hand side is something very easy to work out. Okay, you get 2. Well, since 1 to the power of 4 is 1, 1 to the power of 3 is 1, 1 squared is 1. Well, you know, you basically ignore it. Alright, so you have 2 minus 13 plus 19 plus 5 plus 1 is equal to, right here is where it gets a little bit you know, troublesome to work out. So, but it's not that difficult either. 1 minus 4, that will give you a negative 3. Okay, 1a. So since we know that a is 2, so 2 plus 3, that will give us a positive 3. Okay, so now when x is 1, this is 1. 1 plus 1 will give us a 2. Alright, 2 plus b plus c. And since we know that c is 5, so just put it in as well. Now, using a calculator, you should be able to work out this very easily. Alright, you will get 14 here at the left hand side. On the right hand side, you should be getting negative 18 minus 9b plus 5. Okay, how do we get that? Well, this is negative 3 multiplied by 3, which will give us a negative 9. So a negative 9 multiplied by 2, that will give us a negative 18. Negative 9 multiplied by b will give us a negative 9b. And then now, of course, solving this equation will give us the answer of b equals to minus 3. Okay, so as you can see, this will be the best method that you can do a question like this. Okay, there's no need to expand everything and then compare term by term. Okay, or there's no need to substitute everything. Every x value you can substitute x equals to 1, x equals to 10, x equals to form equation and to solve for a, b, c. Alright, there's no need for that either. Okay, so to do this question, as you can see, the fastest way will be something a little like this. Alright, so do practice a few on your own and make sure or try as hard as you can to be able to solve it as quickly or as short as possible.